I don't know if Ches is ready to come on. His camera's not on. Ches, get your camera on, brother, and we'll bring you on. I want to know when you're ready. I'm going to talk Liverpool in a minute. Spurs, Henry. Are you there, Henry? Have you gone off? Where are you?
Yeah, sorry, I was just answering someone at the door.
Spurs obviously picked up a good win at the weekend, but should it have been a win? And I want to talk about this moment because there's been a lot this weekend. Should Vicario have seen red for this handball? PGMOL have stated that although the ball was going to fall to, I think it was Damsgaard, and he had almost an open goal to shoot at, they didn't consider this an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Is that a mistake by the referee, who's got a clear view, the linesman, the fourth official, and VAR for a player to be told that with an open goal, with about an 8 to 10 yard gap in between two defenders, who's about to strike the ball at an open net, that isn't an obvious goal-scoring situation?
Isn't handling the ball outside the box as a red card offense anyways?
No, it's only a red card if you deny a clear goal-scoring opportunity.
So a goalkeeper can walk out of the box with the ball, but it doesn't deny anyone from a goal-scoring opportunity, and he wouldn't get a red?
No. Generally
That's the stupidest rule ever. What?
However,
but generally speaking, a goalie only comes out in his box when somebody's approaching him, or in that scenario. The irony of it is, do you know how you know he denied a clear goal-scoring opportunity? Because there was no chance of a goal. Why would he have handled it?
Why would he have panicked and swatted it 3 times to try and get it away?
Left it. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Henry, like what? You guys deserve to win the game in terms of your overarching play, and we spoke about that a lot on Saturday. But there's been a lot of refereeing decisions that have been spoken about this weekend. This is one that seems to have been getting very little airtime, and I just wanted to discuss it on the top 6.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a red card, isn't it? It's a straight red card. He doesn't just touch it once. He touches the ball twice. There's a player right next to him who could easily strike that into an open net. At the time, it was 2-1. I think it was 59th minute. 10 men, last 30 minutes. I don't think you see a sort of performance you saw Arsenal do, because we'd still go for it. And there'd be, we've seen it with Chelsea. There'd be a hell of a lot of space in behind, and we'd probably go on to lose the game. It's an absolute howler from the referees. It's an absolute howler. What I would say is the performance in general. I'll come back to the red card in a minute. The performance in general from Tottenham, the best performance we've seen this season. Created so many chances, absolutely dominated Brentford. Yes, they had more possession, but I'm happy for that. I don't want us to go gung-ho and concede 10, 15, 20 shots a game. I think James Maddison had a really, really good game. Clever finish for his goal. Got an assist. Dominic Solanke got on the score sheet. Lots of positive signs, but it could all have changed if he was sent off, and he should have been sent off. How VAR... Apparently, VAR didn't even look at it either. How they have not looked at that? Look, it's my club, I'll be honest. You guys know. That is a straight red card. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. That is an appalling decision. How they've not looked at it, he stayed on the pitch, and then we've gone on to win the game. Like, if you're Thomas Frank, you have got to be... I would have... I don't know what I probably wouldn't even find a month's wages on that press conference he did, because if we concede that goal, he gets sent off. We then have to bring on Fraser Forster, who is a terrible goalkeeper. We then probably would have substituted one of the forwards and kept Son on to carry the ball up the pitch, kind of like Arsenal with Martinelli. And Brentford, everyone knows as soon as Tottenham go under pressure, we crumble. So. Plus, if it was a straight red card, he then would have missed the Man United game. We're then going up to Old Trafford with Fraser Forster. And then the following game, we've got, I believe, Aston Villa? A Brighton away. So we'd be going Brighton away with that. Like that all of a sudden, I mean, I'm still not a massive, huge fan of Ange, but I'm happy to give credit where credit's due. And I think he got a lot of the subs right. I'm happy he finally gave Mikey Moore some game time, albeit it was only 10 minutes. But how we've got such a talent in which we all know is a rare, very rare thing that Tottenham bring out a player like that out of our academy. We've got to give him game time. We're averaging one every decade at the moment, so give him some game time. But yeah, straight red card for me. Absolute howler of a decision from the refs.
Tom, I don't think the Premier League referees, guys, are really like. Do they know what they're doing? Like, have they been trained properly?
You're only asking this now.
No. I've 1 second. Don't even dare say that. I've been asking this for as many years as I've been on the football terrace.
It was a
It's a
rhetorical
rhetorical
question. It was
Yeah.
rhetorical. It
Like,
was
when
rhetorical.
it comes, I get it. I'm being facetious. Anyways, my point is, you know that Twitter page that they started, that Premier League Match Center.
What,
I
the one
swear
which
to
you
you,
can't
this is
reply
just-
to?
It's just a whole page of PR and lies. They're just trying to basically, during the match, they're trying to lie to us to make us feel better. That's what they're doing. I don't think they actually have a set of rules that they follow. Everything seems to be somewhat subjective, and on the day, how they feel determines what they're going to give. Another referee gives a red card for that. Another referee says, you know what? He might agree with the referee today. We're going to see this exact same situation play out in a couple weeks' time, and that goalkeeper is going to get sent off. And it's just annoying.
Yeah, no, look, I totally agree. And actually, there's a comment here that Fraser's put in that several angry Premier League clubs are set to put the heat on referee chief Howard Webb over what they claim to be a series of mistakes by officials this season. Do you know the bit that gets to me? I know there's others we're going to get onto. It's the way these mistakes are just covered up. And the problem is Spurs fans with this particular one will become tribalistic and defend it. No one's attacking Spurs for this mistake. Nobody thinks Spurs paid the ref. Nobody thinks that City paid for Trossard to be sent off. Nobody thinks that, I don't know, City paid for Doku not to get sent off when he kicked what's-his-name in the chest last season. Nobody thinks that. It's just I think they just got to start admitting to their mistakes, and we'd all say, okay, no problem. It's when you hear, yeah, look, the referee, we're giving them the initiative, that we don't want to be making it 10v11. We want to try and keep the spectacle going. Then someone gets sent off. Well, what about the higher bar for the second yellow to keep it 11v11? Well, they've got a referee by the letter of the law. It's the chopping and the changing and the inconsistencies. And the bit for me with this one, again, I agree with everything Henry has said. Spurs deserve to win on their play overall. But the reason why I think these decisions have to be looked at is, let us not pretend that I can't believe anybody doesn't think it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. Maybe one of the defenders blocks his shot, but there's an opportunity. Again, if I was to say to you now, remove the goalkeeper, and he went, right, Damsgaard's going to take a shot from there, no covering defender other than the two in front of him. If I was to say now, you've got to take £100 out of your bank account and have a bet on him hitting the target or not, like scoring or not scoring, I think the majority of this panel are going to say,
you're not prepared to take that risk, are you?
But it's not even that, Terry. I mean, look at the word that we use. Okay, let's go back to the simple language of English. Opportunity. That's what it says. It doesn't say guarantee. It says opportunity.
Exactly.
For you to have an opportunity, it means you have to have a shot on target or just have a shot in general. So you're telling me if Vicario doesn't touch it, does the striker get a shot? Yes. To me, that is enough to say that, you know what? He stopped it on purpose because he knew if he doesn't get the ball, striker's going to get the ball and he's going to take a shot, whether it gets blocked or not. He doesn't want to take that chance to find out, so he just handled it. It's simple. At least change the wording then. If you want to disrespect our intelligence as fans, just change the wording then. Don't say goal scoring opportunity. Say guaranteed goal.
Yeah. I want to throw this out as well. Do you know what's interesting when they've broken that clear opportunity of scoring before? I've heard them say this. I've heard pundits say it. I've heard ex-referees say it. I don't think Howard Webb quite has, but the ex-referees say it does depend who's running through on goal. And that, for me, there is an issue. The integrity of the game is then diminished because if that was Haaland it was going to fall to, they would then justify it when they send the goalkeeper off. But if it's falling to, I don't know,
Darwin Nunez.
Darwin Nunez,
he scored, leave it out.
I know he's got a skimmer, but if it falls to Darwin Nunez, they say, well, Darwin Nunez doesn't have a good goal track record of scoring, therefore he might not have scored. You can't pick and choose who the rule is applied, but that's where fans get angry because they do that. And it isn't a dig on City, but say it was falling to Haaland, the justification from all the referees would be, but it's Haaland, he's probably going to score, right? But it falls to Harry Maguire, and they say, well, he probably wouldn't score from there because he's not very good.
He has more goals than Pedro Neto. Respect him.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
You know what pisses me off even more, Terry? The pundits who just back every dumb decision referees make and try to cover it up by saying, we don't know the rules. These are the rules. Try to explain to us rules. And then you see the exact opposite happen another day. And then they say, you know what? This guy also followed the rules. How can both be true? We've seen Leno get sent off for a situation where he was closer to the corner flag than he was the middle and touch the ball by accident. and he got sent off. So I don't even know what to say anymore, man. It's just don't try to tell us you're telling us how the game is played and you're telling us that we don't know the rules, but you guys are making up the rules on the fly. That's bullshit.
But other leagues don't have this though.
The thing is, I can actually understand the referee making a mistake. Like on that photo, he's not necessarily in the greatest spot to tell whether the hand's over the line or not.
True.
What is VAR for then? What? How is that not a clear and obvious error? I can somewhat even understand the clear and obvious error. You can't get more clear and obvious than I thought he handballed it inside the box. It was outside.
It's crazy. Yeah, but that's the problem. When VAR first came in, they were re-refereeing the game, but I thought it was great because we were getting correct decisions. But you saw the one in the Chelsea game that Fofana holds onto the man's wrist, and fair enough, he lets it go a second or so after holding it. But again, I am petty sometimes in life. What West Ham should have then done is spent the rest of the game holding Chelsea players' arms as soon as they started sprinting, they let go within a second. And this is the thing. Again, some Chelsea fans get annoyed. Why are you calling us out? I'm not calling Chelsea out. Chelsea did nothing wrong. Chelsea didn't pay the referee to make that mistake. But we, the football fans, know what a foul is and we know what isn't. We know what you've said before and we know you're talking out of both sides of your mouths. And for me, look, I don't want to. Tottenham's performance overall was really good. But these decisions matter. These decisions hold water. And let us not pretend the Spurs going down to 10 men, leading 2-1 with the way they play football, couldn't have changed the game. It's not, we've seen this. When Spurs went down to 10 men against Chelsea, look what happened to that game. Chelsea absolutely ruined them after that. So referees have got a lot to answer for. They've had a horrendous. I mean, look, even my own team, the more I watch it, the more I don't understand why Lisandro Martinez wasn't sent off. I can't fathom. Just because, again, and I've got to be consistent in this myself, just because you don't make contact with the leg doesn't mean it wasn't dangerous. Because by the time he landed, Lisandro doesn't know what the Crystal Palace player is going to do. He's set to put his feet down. And I've been saying this for weeks. Go back from my timeline. Since when did tackles from behind and two-footed challenges stop being straight red cards? Wissa got injured last week from a sliding tackle from behind. I don't remember when I grew up as a kid, even in my early teens, if you, at any level, Sunday League, at school, Premier League, if someone slid in with a tackle from behind, it was a red card. You weren't allowed to do it. Everybody knows this in the game. Suddenly now, you're allowed to do it. I've seen so many players. We saw it last year. I know he got sent off in the game. A doggy did it against Chelsea. Went in with 2 feet. Me, maybe I'm old school. I'm just like, well, that's a red card, isn't it? It's just a red card. He went in with 2 feet. Got a yellow. I'm sitting there thinking
intent, though, isn't it? And Martinez has got both feet off the floor.
But intent. It's nothing to do with intent. Intent has never been in the law of the game. Not in my lifetime, anyway. There's no law that's ever stated there's got to be intent to hurt. It's just, is it dangerous? Now, the thing with a 2-footed tackle, it shouldn't be whether you hit the guy or not. It's it's what would happen if you did. That's what. End of the day, if you're speeding at 100 miles an hour, you are arrested and prosecuted because you could kill someone. Just because you didn't,
it's out of control, Terry.
Drink driving is illegal, whether or not you crash and hurt someone. 2-footed tackles from behind should be red cards, whether you hurt someone or not, because it's what could happen. It's crazy. These refs are shocking.
It's even worse as well because you're seeing 2-footed tackles and tackles from behind and scissor tackles now no longer being red cards. But you know what it is? When your foot bounces over the ball and makes contact with someone. That's now a red card, but you can 2-foot someone from behind and it's a yellow. And
even though Tom, that one, like when that one happens, because I think that one happened in the Spurs Liverpool game last year when I think Bissouma got sent off. That one is actually more unfortunate because he actually intended to play the ball, but because of the laws of physics, his ball is just his foot rolled over the ball and made unfortunate contact. Whereas Lisandro, and I'm so pissed that it happened. I wanted Lisandro to get pissed to get a red card because I'm personally pissed off at him anyways because he does one stupid tackle every game anyways, and I wanted him to finally get called out for it because he gets too much love in this fan base. The fact that both of his feet are in the air and he has zero control over what happens. Literally the only reason the player didn't get injured is because he didn't put his foot there. It was up to the other player whether he gets injured or not. Lissandro was completely out of control with his tackle, and he just gets a yellow for it. It is actually insane that he gets away with this. There's going to be worse. It's a lesser incidents throughout the season that we will see red cards for, and not this one.
I agree, and I think football fans have to start having the same energy whether your club benefits or not. It's the only way we're going to make these decisions right. What I learned this weekend alone is it is no longer a red card to go in with 2 feet. It is no longer a red card to throw a ball at an opponent's head. So again, I want to, whether it's done in jest or not, I now want to see a team. I want to see a team risk it for a biscuit. I want to see people doing it all the time. I literally want to see Arsenal win their next game, as long as it's not during, because it's handball if the ball's in play, as long as it's a dead ball situation, I want to see them throwing the ball at people's heads and no one getting booked. Equally, what we've found out is you can hold someone's arm when they start running, as long as it's only fleeting. So it's for a split second or two. Do you realize that no one's going to score a goal if you hold onto their arm for a split second or two in attacks? The refereeing is horrendous, and it certainly needs to be called out. Another good performance at the weekend, though, for Liverpool, Tom. And you guys seem to have